Hi, we're here with Channel 5 News today, and this is your host, Charles Kennedy, and
Maddie Neiman. Breaking news, Ebola syndrome has now killed over 600 in the Albuquerque area of New Mexico, with 6,500 new cases reported.
yeah, the citizens are up in arms after recent vaccinations were forced upon the public with little to no research done prior. The CDC reports 94% effectiveness with the vaccine. However, as little as 33% of the public are complaining with the vaccine due to scares of its side effects. The CDC, in response, is now conducting further research into the safety of the vaccine to qualm any of the worries the public has.
Here's Brian Matthew, a local undergraduate student at the University of New Mexico, here to share his concerns about the vaccine's status.
Hi, my name is Brian Matthew, and I'm a student at the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm a biology major, and I have a special interest in entomology. I've been keeping up with the recent outbreaks linked to Triatoma recurva in the area, and I can say as a well-informed individual that the government has overstepped its boundaries, and efforts to fully contain the disease outbreak have been unsatisfactory. The government hasn't followed an adequate disease control protocol, and the plans in place currently have caused more harm than good. The government needs to reevaluate its procedures and come up with a better approach as soon as possible because people are still getting sick. First of all, the federal government does not have the right to require vaccines. As a practicing follower of the Christian Science Church, I think it is unlawful for any form of government to force me to take part in a practice that conflicts with my religious views. Also, vaccines are not a safe option for the elderly, infants, and immunocompromised individuals. Those three demographics alone constitute a sizable population, and without an effective vaccine, they are left vulnerable. This vaccine is also new, and there's been little research done about its efficacy and potential long-term problems. If I were a parent, I would not risk giving my child a vaccine that hasn't been proven to even work. Evidence that this vaccine hasn't been studied properly lies in the side effects from those who have received the vaccine. Temporary paralysis, flu-like symptoms, fever, and inability to swallow, to just name a few. It is flat out irresponsible for the government to issue this vaccine and unlawful to require citizens to participate. Another problem I have with the government's approach to containment is pesticide use. The government issued deltamethrin to be sprayed in areas with high kissing bug populations. However, government officials failed to realize that deltamethrin is not an effective solution against kissing bugs. Instead, their negligence has led to the death of thousands of honeybee hives, butterflies, wasps, and ants. The pesticide has also leached into nearby lakes and waterways. Deltamethrin is known to have a negative impact on fish and other aquatic organisms. In addition to all this, the government did not properly notify the community, and as a result, there have been several hundred cases of pesticide poisoning in humans alone. This is completely unacceptable.
Brian, thanks for sharing your concerns with us. That seems to be the general feelings of the public as well. CDC official Adrian Brundage has asked us to publicize that the previous insecticide, deltamethrin, is being discontinued and a more effective pesticide targeting the kissing bugs is being used in its place. The CDC is also providing educational classes on this new vaccine and protecting yourself and your family from this disease. Classes are held weekly on Saturdays at 10 and 2 at the Convention Center in downtown Albuquerque.
And here's Dr. Desai with further information on Ebola syndrome, letting you know who is at risk and answering your questions on the safety of the vaccine.
Thank you so much, Charles. Hi, I'm Dr. Desai, and I'm here to talk to you about a newly discovered disease known as Ebola syndrome, as well as the bacterium Enterobacter cebolae that causes this specific syndrome. Ebola syndrome was first brought over to the U.S. by a group of American students studying in Brazil and is now spreading throughout the southwest U.S. The first topic I would like to address is the bacterium Enterobacter cebolae and some of its unique characteristics. It originates from the genus Enterobacter and its shape is bacilli. Can you see this bacterium with the naked eye? No, because it's only 1.10 megabyte, but be careful because these little organisms can be found on fruits and vegetables in nature. Moreover, populations prone to infection include the elderly or immunocompromised people, and with weakened immune systems, these individuals have a much harder time fighting off the Enterobacter cebolae, the bacteria associated with this disease. People who spend a lot of time outdoors during the evening times also have a higher chance of coming into contact and developing the disease. The primary symptom of Ebola syndrome is suppurative phlebitis, Some more symptoms that you can look out for are fever, tender or swollen extremities, malaise, and pharyngitis. That's all I have for you today. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Desai. Now we will turn to Jessica Bissett, a park ranger in Cibola National Forest, talking to us about squirrels in our area that reservoir Enterobacter ciboliae. Wow, that was a mouthful.
Yep.
Introducing myself?
Mhm.
Howdy, I'm Jessica Bissett, and I'm a park ranger at Cibola National Forest. Recently, thousands of woodland rodents, including rats, mice, rabbits, and squirrels, have been dying in the forest and throughout the state of New Mexico. The squirrels are the greatest concern because they too are capable of infection with and death by the same bacteria that causes Cibola syndrome in humans. This capability makes the squirrels a good reservoir for the disease, and as a reservoir, the squirrel is able to harbor and transmit the pathogen back and forth to the vectors. This allows the bacteria to persist and cycle through the environment. Numerous species of squirrels could be potential reservoirs, meaning that the disease, if allowed to spread, could range through the entire United States and into other countries. Depending on the species of squirrel, they could inhabit all kinds of forests, deserts, and mountains, and some species even cross into urban areas. They come into contact with humans regularly when they beg for food from hikers and tourists. They run across hiking trails or through yards, or when they are hunted for their furs. Squirrels are omnivores that prefer nuts and fruits, but may also feed on some insects, including kissing bugs. This feeding behavior, simultaneous with the feeding behavior of the kissing bugs, infects the squirrel with Cibola syndrome. Once the squirrel is infected, it has the ability to pass the pathogen on to other kissing bugs that bite it, and that kissing bug can go on to infect either another squirrel or a human, and the cycle continues in that way.
Thanks, Jessica. Lastly, we'll hear from a leading entomologist in the area, Woo-Jung Kim, telling us everything you need to know about kissing bugs and how to stay safe.
Howdy, I am Woo-Jung Kim, and I am so pleased to share more information on the vector with y'all today. While there are several species of kissing bugs, the kissing bug Triatoma recurva is a vector of interest today. The kissing bug vector vectors the pathogen Enterobacter ciboliae and spreads Cibola syndrome as a result. The lifespan of the kissing bug is approximately 1 year, and their life cycle of kissing bugs begin when the female adult lays the egg in the spring. Kissing bugs go through 5 instar stages as an immature bug or nymph. As a nymph, they need blood meals every time they shed the skin and grow larger. Once they become an adult kissing bug, the insects have a habit of feeding at night. In other words, these kissing bugs are nocturnal pests. Their preferred hosts are mammals. They feed on the blood of many mammals such as squirrels and humans. However, they feed on reptiles and birds as well. An interesting point is that kissing bugs actually got their names because they were known to draw blood from the face of their victims in particular. Hence the name kissing bugs. Kissing bugs live outdoors, but they can find a way into their homes as well. Their preferred homes are in beneath porches, under cement, in cracks or holes, and in wood piles. In homes, they might be spotted in pit beds or areas of rodent infestation. According to CDC, they are usually found in South United States, Central America, South America, Mexico, and southern Argentina. Since these kissing bugs are secretive and are not likely to be seen in open during the day, some clues of infestation is through their bites. They can also be seen flying towards the light at night. Thanks, and now back to you, Maddie and Charles.
Thanks, Woo-Jung. So in summary, the CDC is doing everything they can to control the outbreak of Cibola syndrome. Make sure you're getting your vaccines to stay safe. Those will be available at every pharmacy, doctor's office, supermarket, and school for as little as $1 with most insurance. The vaccine is no longer mandatory, but is highly effective and highly recommended. If you still feel unsure about the safety of the vaccine, please take advantage of those classes the CDC is offering that we mentioned earlier. The use of bed nets is also strongly advised to prevent further contact with the kissing bugs. Bed nets create a barrier for the people asleep under them. Because kissing bugs are particularly active at night, these nets help decrease the chance of getting bit. The nets also decrease the contact with bug fecal matter, which is another way Enterobacter ciboliae can be spread if it's scratched into the skin. The use of bed nets is highly recommended, and to promote their use, all brands have lowered the price to $5 per bed net, with further discounts for large families. Nets will be available to purchase at all local supermarkets, doctor's offices, and pharmacies.
If you or your family or a friend shows any of the following symptoms of fever, tender swollen extremities, malaise, or pharyngitis, please see your healthcare professional immediately to receive antibiotics to treat the disease and prevent its further spread.
The CDC, in partnership with the Cibola National Forest Foundation, is revamping their control methods to save wildlife by putting out feeders for the squirrel population that contain the vaccine in order to eliminate squirrels as a reservoir for the disease. Please, if you see any dead squirrels in the area, do not touch them and notify a park ranger or our local animal control office immediately.
The CDC is confident that with these methods, disease will die off and no longer be a problem. However, it will take time and cooperation from all of you. The disease should be localized to this area. However, if it resurges, similar methods will be employed. Currently, the vaccine is being produced and distributed throughout the United States, and doctors are being educated on identifying symptoms of the disease.
Well, thanks for watching. Up next, is Kim K's butt getting even bigger? Find out after this commercial break.
Thanks and gig 'em.
Tonight on E! News, Kim K breaks the internet.